Good evening and welcome to our live coverage. Now I'm standing here at the Royal College Complex. Beautiful atmosphere as Sirasa TV brings you live pictures of the second leg in the 61st Bradby between Royal and Trinity. The atmosphere is fascinating. People have come in their numbers to support this blue ribbon of schools rugby. Now then, talking about the game itself, Trinity did very well in Kandy. They beat their opponents by 36 points to 6. So Royalists really have their work cut out today. They really have to play good rugby if they are to retain the Bradby Shield. And I spoke to some experts and they are of the view that is going to be a big task for Royal. But what matters is how will Royal perform today? The conditions here are fantastic. Now the schools have had a very long season. Of course, the Bradby itself got extended to the month of September. Let's see as to how Royal and Trinity have fared right through this season head to head.
Trinity's performance overall has been superior to that of Royal this season. The comparison how they fared against opponents is on screen now. Royal did well against St. Peter's and Isipathana, a touch-and-go result. However, Trinity, with only 2 blemishes against St. Anthony's and Isipathana, come out as strong favourites. The rich tradition of the Bradby will live to infinity. Since 1945 up to date, Royal and Trinity have played the game and proved to all the spirit of true sportsmanship. Head-to-head, played 60 games. Trinity won 32 and Royal 27. Drawn 1. First leg, Trinity College Kandy 36, Royal College 6.
There we go, the true spirit and the tradition of sheer sportsmanship. Royal versus Trinity. Mind you, like we mentioned earlier, Trinity won the first leg by 36 points to 6. And those of you who are interested in what happened to the under-17 game, Trinity beat Royal by 15 points to 5. They lost the first game by 6 points to 3 up in Kandy. So Trinity get the Sumithiarat Shield. Now, having said that, I think it's very pertinent that we check to see how Mother Nature looks like in Colombo today. So let's take a look at our weather card for today. There we go, the weather card looks absolutely fantastic. It's an easterly wind that's blowing, and of course the temperature looks very good indeed, 26 plus degrees Celsius. And the humidity factor, well, it's dropped down to 75. That's very good. But what's interesting is the skyline. The skyline looks blue and clear. It looked a little bit cloudy earlier on, but it seems to settle now. And the ground condition is fantastic. The ground condition is good. So both Royal and Trinity certainly are going to enjoy a wonderful game of rugby. Now, having said that, we got some wonderful commentators up in the box today. And our match referee for today, of course, is the senior personality, the senior citizen when it comes to refereeing, Fernando, who's identified by the IRB as a world-class referee. So he's going to officiate in this game. And in the comm box, well, I'll tell you what, we've got our lead commentator, Chandrashan Pereira, and he's got 2 wonderful buddies. Ajit Aberatna, the captain of Trinity back in 1968. And don't forget, with him is, of course, Ravi Vijayanathan, who is, of course, a strong Royal supporter. So Ravi, Ajit Aberatna and Chandrashan will talk to you right through this 1-hour encounter. With that, it's my pleasure and privilege, ladies and gentlemen, in welcoming Chandrashan and his crew up in the box.
Thank you very much, Brian. Good evening, Sri Lanka. Welcome to the Royal College Stadium. Doesn't Brian look ever so smart in that blazer? I wish we could do that. Here we are live from the Royal Complex. It's an absolutely gorgeous day in Colombo. You can't get the weather better than this. The gods have smiled on us, so much in contrast to what was up at Bogumbara. And here we are now. It is a Royal Trinity story, the Bradby, the 61st. Final chapter. All of you at home, thank you very much for joining us here on Sirasa TV Live. And of course, what can I say that hasn't already been said about this Bradby this year? 2005 is really the turnaround year for Trinity College. For 4 years, they waited and waited and waited. Royal did all the hard work, absolutely splendiferous. But then in 2005, the answer to Trinity's prayers happened up in Kandy and was a very big story, I'm sure. To tell you all about that, of course, Ajit Aberatna, as we watch the tunnel, it is a beautiful sight. I can feel the knots in my stomach. Ajit, how are you doing today?
It's a special moment here, especially for Trinitians, because we smell the Bradby, as you said, Chandrashan. We got one hand on it, and anything can happen, I must say, because there are times when one side has got a big score and then the second leg has turned totally upside down on its head, as you would say now. So anything could happen here, and I wouldn't really predict anything till 10 minutes till you go 10 minutes into the game, Chandrashan. But I asked the two Trinity coaches, Anil Jayasingh, he said he's not going for records, he's just going for a win. And Nigel Crone, our technical advisor at Trinity, says that it all depends on which way the ball would bounce.
There you go. That's a very, very fair result. Now, from the coaches, of course, Mr. Ravi Vijayanathan and Ajit Abhiratna are joining us on commentary. Very, very serious, of course, experience-wise. Tons of expert knowledge in their head. And on the other side, Ravi, tell me about this. Ajit has just told about Trinity and their thinking. What would you think is Royal's thinking for today's encounter?
Sean, I think Royal would have gone through. This is the team card coming up. Imesh Kulasinghe, A. Bashit, P.K. Wilson, Sean Vaningasekara, Masita Pereira, M.A. Aluvihara, S.A. N. Ching, I. Madhuma Pattabandi, Nishanta Manikam, S. Pushpakumara, Kosala, Tissera, A. R. Ranatunga, B.N.R. Fernando, captain, N. Sanjeev, D.L. Jabal. This is the Trinity team card for today.
And that's, of course, the big lineup, and they've taken very careful note, Ajit. They're running the same side, and it's Royal College. There's a few changes. Manila Beratna, Dimitri Wu, Chaturanga Hettiarachi, Gaishan Vijay Singha, Prashant Lienake, Diran Varnakula Surya, Akwan Gajanayaka, Umesh Koralagama, Marvan Dasan, Varun Vijayvodra, their skipper, Shamika Sandaruwan, Savinda Lenadua, Kasun Vijay Sekar, Ravi Tamarasinghe, and Isha Pereira at the back. Royal College 15 on the park. You can see them lining up now. Ravi, tell us about the thoughts, because we're just going to go to the official handshake. In terms of what Royal have to do today, many have said, the pundits have spoken, the purists have come out. All the advice in the world has to come down to the 60 minutes in the middle, Rav. What do you think these lads have been told?
What I think, Sean, Royal is today, they are really at underdog situation. They have lost in Kandy very badly, 36 points to nil, 36 points to 6. So, but today they are going to face a situation where Trinity is going to play the same type of pattern but they did in Kandy and get the points on the board. So they need to defend. I would feel that there is one change in the Royal side. The scrum half has been moved to the wing, onto the wing, and Dasan has come in as scrum half. He has, I think, played a couple of matches as fly half, I believe. We could see the situation there. The former captain of Royal, Manik Jayakumar, chief guest for today's game, will be introduced to the teams today.
Very much so. Part of the official requirement here is, of course, and this is what tradition is all about, Ajit. This is about the beauty and the long game. I mean, it is all about how sport has survived and how this wonderful game and these wonderful people, the social occasion of the decade, really.
Yes, I think, as you said, Chandrashan, we're getting ready for the anthem now, so we'll have a time of silence as we allow the anthems to be played. Yeah, and just on the screen was Ravi Balasurya, the former 1977 Trinity captain, linesman, with two other linesmen, Kiridana and Kamaldeen during his time. And, okay, we have a 2-minute silence.
Thank you. Please remain standing. Lieutenant Colonel Manik Jayakumar. He joined our college in 1995 and had a distinguished school career, excelling in rugby football. He captained the under 17 in 1960 and the first team in 1993. He also represented the Columbus Sports and combined rugby teams in 1962 and 1963. Besides rugby, he was also a cadet and was started as a season cadet platoon, which won the Captain Herman Wills Trophy for the best all-Ireland platoon in 1963. He was captain of Mars House and a school cricket. After leaving Royal College, he joined the planting fraternity and represented both up-country clubs of that time, the Dikoya and Dimunda rugby teams. He His fine performances earned him a place in the upcountry 15 and the President's 15 against the touring All Blacks and London West teams. He served as an officer in the volunteer force of the Sri Lanka Army, was commanding officer of the 3rd Battalion of the Single Regiment and coordinating officer for the Nuwara district. 5 of his younger brothers played rugby for Royal, and a unique feature was that all of them played in the identical position of hooker. One of his younger brothers, Manik Kumar, emulated elder brother Jaya Kumar when he captained the 1976 Royal College rugby team, which remained unbeaten that year. He migrated to the USA with his family in 1989. May we now have the Trinity College anthem, please.
Let's wait for the Royal Anthem. The host college here. Here we go. There you go, the two school anthems, tradition back to its best, and the kids, the crowds, all of the years of rugby, and beautiful stuff. I mean, I can't think of a better occasion to sign off, and all of you at home soaking this in as much as we are. It is really such a special day in the levels of sport, in the annals of history, in the annals of rugby. And of course, Ajit, tell us about the feeling standing there in that line. How does it feel for these young kids to shake the hand of the chief guest, because their focus really is to get out in the middle? They'll be itching to go from there.
Yeah, I think they just want to get on with it, Shan. They just want to get on with it and finish it off. And I think everything else is forgotten, with all due respect to every chief guest who has come before and will come hereafter. I think this moment does not really matter to them. They want to get the game going.
Absolutely. And sometimes Ajit, coaches, you know, you've been a coach and you know how difficult it is when the lads are out there focused on their job in the middle, and then they have to come back and, you know, suddenly try and focus on shaking a hand and waiting in line. The muscles tend to tingle a little bit.
Yes, I think there is a cooling down process that takes place after a couple of minutes. So it's sometimes difficult to get it going again if it goes on, this ceremony goes on too long. So I think the coaches say finish it off quickly. Ravi, I think you may have heard me saying that to you, or I don't know when coaching. Finish this ceremony off and let's get on with it, you know.
Absolutely, and there's the officials, Gilroy Fernando and the two test judges. A nice big pat on the back for Varun Vijay from former skipper and chief guest today, of course, as the Royal lads. They've got a big task on their hands, Ravi. I'm going to put some pressure on Ravi and Ajit later on, of course, as the game begins. But Royal really have a big hill to climb today. Having said that, it really depends on what their mental capacity is really to come out today. Forget what has happened, because that's all finished now. You need to get out here at Royal College today on their home turf, Rav. What do you think they're going to do out in the first 10 minutes? Talk us and the people at home through it.
They have to get into Trinity territory, Sean, and keep the game almost, they have to keep the game going in that area. If they try to get back into their half and start defending, they're going to have difficulty. The weakness on the defense was exposed in Kandy, and we saw the Trinity fly half, the half back especially, and the third row forwards marauding into Royal territory, and whenever they came close, they scored. So it's going to be a tough call for Royal if they adopt the same type of game plan what they adopted in Kandy. Today is going to be a situation where they have to keep the game in Trinity territory and keep winning possession. That's going to be very vital today. And if Trinity wins most of the possession, Royal are going to find it very difficult.
Okay, toss done. All said and done. All the official bits
from that side.
All the quiet bits.
This way.
There you
kick
go.
off this way.
You can hear referee Fernando.
Meet the third judges, that's the fourth official. Any replacements, you go tell him first, and then they will tell the TJs, and then the players the in player must go out, then the substitute can go in, okay? Are you ready to start right away? Or you want a minute to stretch, or you can start? Okay, take the field then. Good luck.
Good advice. Here we go. The 61st Bradby concluding chapter here down in Colombo to decide who will take the Bradby home. Ajit, of course, Trinity, coming down from Kandy, they would have lived up on that. That'll be very much in their head. The psyche is good. The engine is very, very focused. But today, Colombo, dry day, beautifully sunny conditions. Tell me about what they will be thinking in the first 10 minutes.
I think they would like to put some points on the board just to derail Royal a bit, because it's a psychological factor here to put Royal off the game early. And I'm sure they will try to put some pressure and get some points on the board in the first few minutes, just to tell Royal, give them a message saying, look, you can't do it, you know. And I think there's there are a lot of browbeating going on in a game like this. So all these psychological factors are so important, and I believe that that's what they would try to do in the first few minutes. But Ravi would say that Royal will try to score in the first few minutes. Yeah.
Whatever said and done, it all comes down to now. The boys run on. Fernando runs his side on the park. Fernando takes Trinity now to what will be a very famous day in the history of Trinity rugby. Here's the position card. Imesh, Basit, Wilson, Sean and Masit at 4 and 5. Aliviara and Ching, the breakaways. And Matima Patabandi, wonderful game he had up in Kandy, number 8. Manikam, exquisite link man. Pushpa Kumara, ever omnipresent. What can I say about him that hasn't been said before? Here's a royal card. Manil, Dimitri, Chaturanga, Gaishan and Prashant, Dhiran and Akwan, Umesh, Marvin at number 9, he's the new one in. Varun Vijay, skipper, Savinda Kasun, Chamika Ravit, and the backman is Shah. Big day for Royal. Can they hold it up? Trinity, everything to play for because the Bradby stares them in the face. Royal now have to try and combat a very difficult task. Pushpa Kumara, ball in hand, itching to get away, licking his lips, waiting for the big kickoff, because this is a Bradby and the big one on Sirasa Live. Brought to you by Singer. Here we go.
Tackle ball, back. Play on.
Play on, says Fernando. Referee Fernando didn't like that ball.
Going to the ground, number 5.
Very clear instruction. Early morning ball for Trinity. Bad mistake, really. They could have recovered from there and gone forward. But Royal get a chance now to get right up the park. Varun Vijayawardena heavily strapped. Let's hope he lasts the whole game as he did in Kandy. Ajit, Trinity now have to focus on their job. Royal will try and go up the park from here. Trinity's options, Ajit, tell me.
Talk to them.
I think they'll just continue to run the ball from any position. They will continue to run the ball from any position, Chandrashan, because I think that's where their potential is. They are highly skilled at the backs. These backs have grown in stature in the last two games. They had a bad game against Anthony's, but they come up and I think they got a lot of running backs there, and I think they'll just try to run it. But Roy will try to, as you see here, they will try to keep it tight with the forwards, perhaps, and we'll see what their tactics are. That's
Beautifully done. Varun Vijayawardena feeding his centre on the inside. They've decided to have a go themselves. The big number one prop. There you go. Good pressure. Boom. Fatima Batabendi, good morning, says he to the number 9. That was a nice little greeting. Ball for Royal. Good pressure from Royal now. Third phase coming up. Good pressure. Pins ahead. 10 and 13. No way through there. Good clean up. Varun thinks about a drop. Feeds his winger.
Oh, that's an excellent scrum for Trinity at the center of the field. I think there was an interruption by one of the forwards in front, accidental offside, and this is a tremendous attacking position, Chandrashan, for Trinity, right in the middle of the field. And we could see that the pack weight here, Trinity outweighing Royal by about 30 kgs, 30 kilos, and that's a good way to have in the pack, Chandrashan.
Certainly is, and that will begin. Oh! Pushpa Kumara, very lucky to get away with that. Oh, again, my goodness. Early morning. Beautiful stuff, Pushpa Kumara. Lucky to get away with that. Referee played advantage. The pack weights, Ajit, will definitely have a telling effect as the game wears on. That 30 kg will translate into about 100 kg.
Tremendous, yes, I think so, because we see the replay coming up here. There is a drop there, but I think the ball went back, perhaps, off his chest. And Leroy says continue the game. He's a man who wants to keep the game going as much as possible. And that's why the game has improved quite a bit with this type of refereeing, Krabi.
Absolutely.
It has been the game has to go on, Ajit. I think that's the way rugby should be played. And it's interesting for the game. If the most stoppages is not going to make it for the spectators. Always the open play has been interesting, and especially with Trinity three-quarter line. Everybody like to see the three-quarter line moving the ball down the wing. Ball coming out to see that is as a penalty.
Yes, Ravi, sorry, that's Manikam. Two mistakes so far, Ajit. Yes. Very bad pass, and they're striking a little bit early before the ball was out from the number 8's back foot.
Yeah, that's a basic mistake, because you can't kick the ball out of the scrum. And you can see him doing that. That's a very basic mistake. Trinity cannot afford to give these penalties. Because Roy will try to play the game in the Trinity half, and a penalty like now what happened just now, they take the penalty and go to touch and launch from there, Chandrashan.
That's it. Nishan Manikam, a little bit of nervous energy, which is exhausting. And let's hope he exhausts that quickly, because he had a splendid game in Kandy. Here's Royal College now. It's all been Royal traffic so far. It's only just a little bit of time exhausted.
Yeah, and I think we see that the Royal players are really keeping it tight. This is very important for Royal. They need to keep it tight, not spread it out too much, bring the ball back as much as possible, or perhaps put a up and under like that, put the Trinity full back under pressure, and we see that happening. That's a lovely kick by the Royal fly-off.
Varun Vijayawardena, Ajit, fabulous, putting it so high up. And it really didn't come down for a very long time. Kissed an angel on the way down. Here we go. Royal College striking it up. Second phase ball.
Yeah, you can see there is a Royal attacking inside Trinity 25. You can see the Royal forwards going in into Trinity pack. And with the ball coming out this time, Varun Vijayawardene tries a drop kick.
He's decked very hard.
And I think they have got Pushpa Kumar inside the goal line.
Oh, beautifully done. Fabulous. What a beautiful sidestep by the winger under pressure.
That's Ranatunga in the fray. What a dynamic player he has become. He was a fly-off last year. He went into that maul. Perhaps there was a knock-on in that. But this is what Trinity is going to do. They are going to run from. They are going to run from any.
Below ball.
Have a look at the tackle
Both
coming
sets
in.
of forwards, stay on your feet. Come
That
on,
was a very
inside.
good recovery from Trinity.
can't go this
Pushpa
way.
Kumar almost been cornered inside the
Hold
goal
it.
line, but recovered very
Don't
quickly
touch.
to get the ball back into
Ball, engage.
the
First
50-meter
time.
area.
Well, put in again.
That's better.
So here we go. Good control ball there from the back. That's number 10, Varun Vijayawardene. Again, going with that man coming back in, looking for their forwards. So Royal have announced what they intend to do. Keep the ball with their forwards because they dare not give it away to the Trinity three-quarters. Turnover!
This is Manikam. This is the man who swung the game in the first half for Trinity. And you remember he plugged the hole early in the first half in the Royal defense. And Trinity scored off that. And Manikam, sensing that similar thing could happen here. We see the 10 meters coming up. Referee Fernando is very strict on this.
Skipper.
He wants the
First
game
warning.
to go on.
Absolutely.
And, he
Number
shows
13.
yellow cards for guys who
Watch
keep
out to
on
the players.
interrupting the
Next
game.
time who does it on the sin bin. I want the 10 meters. 10 meters a must. You have word with them.
There you go, number 13, Lenadua, guilty of not retiring the 10. And referee Fernando saying very clearly to skipper Varun Vijayawardene, get your lads and get their head working right. Keep their engines on. Don't lose focus because otherwise yellow card. Thank you very much. Pushpa Kumar, excellent. Has it gone the distance? No, it hasn't, but the pressure comes in now.
Tackle ball. Release it back.
Good tackle coming in
Step
from the
back,
winger.
yeah.
This Niroshan Sanjeeva, tremendous player, is the vice captain. He had a great game in Kandy, and you see that he's totally committed, very aggressive approach, Chandashan. I'm sure you'd like a winger like that. We see.
Absolutely. When you have somebody like that who can do all the work, who's very, very
Half a
strong in
meter.
attack,
Half a meter.
very strong in defense, does his work, and then also doubles up on the other side. That's absolutely brilliant. You can't ask for more than that. Here we
Right,
go. Royal
come on.
College now driving up the park. Good take.
Step.
Good maul ball. Here we go. Royal have
Back,
done their
back,
homework,
back.
Robbie. It looks good.
They seem to be getting the act together. In the first, they have been winning the ball and they have been putting little pressure inside Trinity territory. You could see the ball coming out Royal way. You could see there's an inside pass to one of the center three-quarters. And Royal still with the attack. Ball coming out
Let go.
from a ruck. But it has been...
Turnover. Trinity. Unfortunately, the one-handed pass really didn't happen. That was not very good play after he did all that good work after the turnover ball. Suddenly forgot that he had two hands. So that was the loss factor. And play is stopped now. We're just 5 minutes in. There you go, turnover. Look at this.
Doing better. Going straight.
Basic error.
Okay.
Two hands on the ball, thank you very much.
Catch.
But we're 5 minutes
Pause,
gone now.
engage.
If you're joining us live on Sirasa TV, thank you very much for your company. The 61st Bradby just getting warmed up. Number 8
ball,
for Royal
release it.
College.
Release it.
Kora
41.
Lagama. Again, carry on now, Trinity.
Advantage over.
Number 6,
Advantage over.
still in the alleyway area, driving up the park. Number 5 takes it, Sean Wanigasekara.
Back, release it.
Third face ball, Pushpa Kumara, hands, 13, Nishan Fernando, oh, skipper just couldn't get the ball offloaded right.
Number 4. Hi.
Trinity College get number 4, that's Lianage and Pushpa Kumara has to go himself, linking up with the 14, and that's Niroshan Sanjeeva Ajit, good in support but just couldn't finish.
Number 4.
Incident here, I think there is
Follow.
a warning given to a player for not retracting that 10 meters, and the tremendous pressure by Trinity. I think the Royal had a lot of the ball, but they didn't turn pressure into points, Chandashan, and I think that really takes off this, it takes off the steam, and I think now Trinity is quietly crawling back into the
Knock
game.
back. Play on.
Very much so. I did the same thing happened up in Kandy. Royal did all the initial work, all the pressure. Push for Kumara inside to number 13, Nishan Fernando, their captain. Terrible ball. Push for Kumara again. Looking. My goodness, he can get through a pinhole, that lad.
He's like a Kandian dancer. He just keeps going.
There we go.
But back.
Good ball for Trinity. Link, men on the outside. Oh, terrible hands. Still on. Still on. Ranatunga, Ranganath, striking up now, trying to gain ground.
Come down.
Chandrashan, I think Trinity is in a hurry to offload. I think they are making a few mistakes. I think sometimes they have to go down with the ball, die with the ball, so that the forwards can come over. But I think they are in a hurry to score, so they're trying to offload under pressure and thereby knocking on sometimes.
Well, Ajit, having said that, very true. Look at them, all rushed all over the park. They don't need to do this. They just need to calm down and play good format rugby, as they did in Kandy under very difficult conditions. Here today, they just haven't settled.
Yes, I think so, because I think Kandy, they worked themselves into their position, and I think they first got to do the hard work, knock Royal down, and then get their structure in place. I don't think they can just start off from there.
That's it. It's all about grinding, Ajit.
Yes.
If the pack decides to grind it out, set good ball, good format rugby. Ravi, of course, Royal have had lots of possession. I mean, I have to say this. We've got Brigadier Japana Jaiwardena, who's out in the back there with a wonderful stat sheet for you. So we will give you 100% accurate statistics as the game progresses. Ravi, Royal, tons of possession. What have they done?
Sean, they are in the situation we are now. They are defending. They are come back in. You could see Trinity attacking. You could see the number 8 going over. Will he be scoring? Yes, he has scored. This
First 10 minutes, Trinity are through. I said Trinity had to score in the first 10 minutes, Chandrashan, and they have done it right on the dot, just to put Royal off the Bradby, and then now go for the game. And this is Madhama Padabandi. What a great player he has become. His brother captain Trinity a couple of years ago, and this man is following in his wake. Tremendous try. What a powerful try, Ravi.
Yeah, this is happening once again. You could see the number 8, a perfect number 8 by 45 degrees, right, boof, over the line. Brilliant try.
3 tackles missed, Ravi.
Yeah,
3 tackles missed. Terrible defense from Royal College. Wonderful head up.
You could see
Here's
the
the other
flank,
angle. Look at this.
Look at the Royal number 6, who is unable to defend that Sean. You know, this happened in Kandy too. This is where Royal failed in Kandy, where the third row was unable to stop that Trinity third row, which was brilliant actually. If you see in Madhuma Padabandi, then Alu Vihara were dominating whenever they came close to the Royal line, and they scored. Here you could see
Young push for Kumara. Makes good.
the first points on the board for Trinity, 7 points. Madhuma Padabandi scoring, Pushpa Kumar converting. Once again, Ajit, being a third row player, a perfect number 8 break in a situation, in a scoring opportunity.
Tremendous power play, Ravi. Look at the body angle here. Look at the pickup.
Don't take it beyond.
His knees down, and he takes off and then straightens out.
Okay, go.
And the rest is history here, as Madhuma Padabandi seals it for Trinity here.
3 defenders caught off guard, Ajit.
I think it's his body angle. It's very difficult to defend a man who's coming at maximum pace at that angle.
But Ajit, the one you could see, Varun Vijayawardena was just standing there when the number 8 coming. Right. He has to come up and tackle.
The secret is the fly up. You know, you've got to have the fly up staying right up. And I think they purposely went for him. They planned that, I believe.
So there you go. Lots of plans. Ajit and Ravi will sort it out in a second, and we'll get them head to head. Here we go now. Manikam with ball. Is it a strike against the head? No. Referee Fernando doesn't like that, so he'll re-scrum.
That's not a good start for Royal there when they kicked off. They can't afford to make mistakes. So we've got a scrum here in a crucial place right in the middle of the field. And this is a good running position for Trinity. Once again, we see the pack weight here. And surely, as Chandrashan said, this will begin to tell. And this is Madhuma Padabandi breaking on the wrong side and putting the Royal defense in a disarray here. As we see Tisera grinding in, going down, and nicely laying the ball back. And the third row in the fray there, the 23rd row right up there. And let's see whether the ball is coming out here. It's important that the ball comes out here for Trinity, and it is. And this is going to be very dangerous for Royal if the ball does come out. Beautifully given out by the scrum half.
Ching now. It was Ching playing a scrum half. Oh! There you go, chance for Royal College now, just to recover.
Wanikasekara. That's a mistake that he shouldn't have made. He's such a strong lad, had such a great game. The two coaches here, Anil Jayasinghe and that man Nigel Crone from New Zealand, they are happy, as Larry would say. Things are going well for them.
Certainly, I can't really say much more than everybody has already said. Both coaches will be very calm and composed and content, but they need to see Trinity take this home. Royal College, on the other hand, if you could have a grab of the Royal coach, we'll see the concern between the two. Be quite an interesting contrast. There you go, Trinity College now, feet up, Royal College, guilty, inexperienced, and Fernando has his hand up. Pushpakumara, it's a free kick. So Ravi, Royal College, not succeeding in settling down and getting the work done.
This is a basic mistake, Sean. You can't afford to do it in these conditions, especially when you're down, and this when you're in a defending position. You could see number 8, Madhu Pataben, going yards, taking yards away, and he just he has the position. You can see the 20 forwards driving through.
Milind Yadav takes it up. Here we go. Pushpakumara, sidestep. Beautiful.
Brilliant.
Knife through butter, that lad. Unbelievable stuff. So nice to see. And so strong of his right foot. Here's Sean now, locking it up. Trinity College, traffic. Whoa, Manikam. Silky smooth skill. Through the legs, Fijian style. Manikam now, big pass. First centre takes it.
Back.
Beautifully set back, third face ball. Number 4, taking it in.
Just a yard away from the line. Trinity on the rampage here at the Royal Stadium.
5 phases, Pushpakumara still on.
Dancing his way through the Royal defense.
He's a real tap dancer, isn't he, Jip?
We call him the Candian dancer. Yes.
There you go, 6 phases. Boom.
And that's that Niroshan Sanjeeva. What a dynamic player, what a drive. And Manikam.
7 phases. Not a very good pass.
His Javadana
Going back
keeping the
that
ball
time,
in play.
but going to the deck very sensibly, waiting for his breakaways to arrive. They do now. Manikam again. Links up to the flanker. The winger looking for people. No support there. No Trinity jerseys. Now they arrive.
That's a penalty.
Number 7.
Trinity, I know Dilroy, Mr. Dilroy Fernando does not allow that. He is very strict on that type of play.
There you go. Keep up. We listen to what he has to say.
No support really. So Ching won therefore going over.
That's it. You saw Ching killing the ball. Referee Fernando very clearly saying, stay on the ball. Don't kill it. Varun Vijayawardene, and a chance to Royal College now to take a huge sigh of relief, Ravi, and to come up to the 50 meters. They haven't been here for a long time.
Shan, actually, Royal defended very well there because there were almost 8 phases of play, and they managed to hold the Trinity forwards as well as the 3 quarters, so they were unable to penetrate that time. So Royal need to keep up this defense strategy going if they want to stop Trinity from scoring for the tries in this game.
Very much so, Ravi. 8 phases we counted, Ajit. Absolutely splendid play. Royal College now with a chance. They need to do this more often. They need to control the ball and not give it away. Varun, boom, right up there, not going to touch. Manikam, waiting for his people now. There they go. That's the number 4. Ranatunga gets the ball wide as the centre puts it wide. Boom, into touch. Chipper for Royal College. Nothing much really. Let's have a look at that replay. Ball, here it is from the other angle. Collects now, here's the traffic. Boom. Thank you very much. Beautiful sight, good camera stuff. Well done, everybody. Have a look at this. Ooh, the number 14, Hiroshan Sanjeeva. Good defense.
You're talking about the first 8 phases of play, Chandrashan. I think a couple of times the push-up would have given it out. Perhaps he held on a bit too long.
I think so too, Ajit. I think Trinity College still are carrying a little bit of what they did in Kandy, trying to shift the ball too soon, as you said very, very correctly earlier on. what they need to do really is to just come in, settle the ball, slow it down, play it to their pace. They're not doing that yet.
Just for example, the try they got was from a set piece. They slowed it down and they went off that. So I think they just need to get themselves organized. And even in Kandy, they took a little while, but once it did come on, then there's nothing to stop them.
Varun Vijayawardena's right foot being extremely busy, carving the ground up the park. Let's have a look. He has to pass, or will he kick himself? Referee says no, he was already gone into touch. Crowd stand up in anticipation. Beautiful crowd. Of course, this 61st Bradby is brought to you by Sirasa.
When you have a penalty given, I want the ball on the ground. Yeah? Give me a number. That is totally indiscipline. I gave the penalty, you have no business to kick the ball out. You got to keep the ball here. Give me a number.
Definitely having a discussion with the two Trinity players.
This is play here. Let's see what happened here. We got Varun with a great
Was
kick.
that a late tackle?
Yes, it was.
I think
It was a late tackle. Referee had called penalty. And this is the guilty factor. Look at this. He knows it's a penalty, and he doesn't keep the ball on the deck. That's what the referee
Good
said.
hand, stop. You got enough
So
time.
the second offense is worse than the first one.
Second incident where he put the ball out. Cut it off. Next time you do it, you're off. Yes?
That's fullback Jayawardena being given the total marching story, but luckily for him, Fernando was giving him a warning. So very clear instruction, Ajit. It's so important that they maintain the discipline. Here we look at the replay. Warren kicks full. Very late indeed.
Yes.
No chance of getting away from that one. So
saw a
penalty.
Similar tackle in Kandy on Varun by the same player, just to rattle him a bit, giving away the penalty. But the offense on the second one, where the fullback kicked it out. Royal on the attack here.
Oh. There we go. Royal College now. Varun Vijayawardena coming back in for the centre to get to his forwards. But it's turnover ball again. Royal College do all the initial hard work, and then Trinity just snatch it away from them. Pushni Kumara settles that story.
This is one of the main differences between both the sides, Ajit. Trinity winning that 8 phases of ball should it just shows the ability for them to retrieve the possession from attacking situations, and they mastered this art quite considerably. But I could not see that with the Royal team. They are always in a position of situation where they are losing the ball whenever they are in an attacking situation.
Yeah, I think there are about 3 turnover balls thus far in the game, and that does not augur well for Royal, because they're running out of options very fast. Now we see that Royal is resorted to this particular tactic of slowing the game down up front and then sending the first centre into the play here, but this is where they've been losing the ball.
Very much so.
Absolutely.
The centres have been falling on the wrong side, and that's why they've lost the ball. But now Varun very well collected. He's having a good game so far. The big number 1 for Royal College, Abhay Ratna. Not a namesake or a relative, Ajit?
No.
Not a pass like that. You'd never claim to be a relative of yours.
As you said it, you might have heard that he dropped the ball.
There you go.
So, okay.
Oh,
Number 8.
This is number 8.
Korola Gamage for Royal College. Butterfingers Gamage.
So this is very frustrating for Royal here at the Royal Stadium. They have never lost to Trinity since the inception of the games here, 4 years back or 3 years back. 21 minutes into the game, Trinity leading 7-0. They could have been having a greater score had they scored on another occasion. And then opportunity, we have Madhima Padabande just going forward. And that's not a good thing for rugby, really, after making such a great break. The skill not being exhibited at that particular point. We should have had him giving the ball back. Look at this break. What a break. Look at this man running with all the power, but that's where it all happened for Trinity. And Royal get a penalty of that, Ravi.
Yeah, actually, was it a penalty, Ajit?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And I think it was something to do with the Trinity player that came after the ball went forward. So Royal College a chance to get away. Had Madhima Patabendi been able to offload there, Ajit, it would have been a very different story for Royal College. Luckily for Royal, he just, that one tuck under the arm, I think, gave it away. So not a very good forward play from him, but nevertheless, here we go. Good ball for Trinity College from Manikam. Pushpakumara decides to go up the path. Doesn't go too far. Pressure coming in now.
Pushpakumara deciding to kick high that time. Once again, there's an infringement. Going back into 23 minutes of the first half here at the Royal College Stadium. 61st Bradby Shield, second leg.
There's that replay for you, so you very clearly see what happened. Of course, the 61st Bradby is brought to you by Singer. And now a byword for sports in our country. Huge investment into rugby in particular, and we are ever grateful for that. Whoa! More knives through butter. Beautiful. He's round his man. He has to offload. Still on. Lucky. Very lucky for Royal College. Just managed to get away, or have they? Not yet. Number 15.
That's Jayawardena running into the center of the field with support behind him. That's great support for Jayawardena as the backs come through with him. And here's Pushpakumara with a chip. And let's see whether Niroshan Sanjeeva could get this man. There's a penalty here. And which way will it go? If it's for Trinity, it's a scoring position for Trinity.
With the line being offside.
That's a great advantage play by Fernando as he waits to see whether Trinity will get any advantage. I think the infringement occurred just before that, so he allowed the play to go on, and he watched the play and called it right back. So that's a great refereeing by Mr. Fernando, leading referee in Sri Lanka, in the world circuit also now. What a privilege for Sri Lanka to have such a man in their ranks of refereeing.
Absolutely. Fabulous story for Sri Lanka refereeing in total. But of course we need to breed more youngsters. I think that's something that they'll have to address today here at the 61st Bradby. If you're joining us on Sirasa TV Live, good to have you on board. 25 minutes gone. You can see the first half. Nothing much really. 7-0. Trinity have done all the hard work and scored. Royal have just not been able to sort it out yet.
That's a loose play from Trinity here off the line out, but they managed to secure the ball and keep driving. That's a great drive by Trinity. That's a great drive, and the ball being fed back. And this is Aluare in the fray again, and Manikam to Pushpakumara, and this is the skipper, and out of Kosala Tisera, but the ball is not dead. Okay, there would have been a forward pass there.
Unfortunately, Ajit, if you saw that, beautiful hands coming down the line, but the centre just didn't look. Look at that. They just threw wide, and he got the ball to the winger. That was a sure try.
Yes.
Terrible miss.
I think he had a very good tackle on him by the Royal centre here. He got man and ball at the same time. Prevented a sure try for Trinity. Trinity have 4 minutes to score before half-time, 26 minutes to go. They would like to get another try on the board here, another score on the board, because they would like to pull away before the second half.
Whoever does it, penalty. Understand? And also there could be yellow card. So sort it out between the two of you.
Referee is talking to both the prop forwards to engage before, not to go in hard to each other. Engage properly.
Rules have changed since we played Vijay. Ravi.
I think referees need to control situation, Ajit, so the forwards, can engage in a much more
The Niroshan Sanjeeva running up the center of the field. Again, these little things are costing Trinity dearly, because many times they have broken through and the line in their sights. We saw just before that Madhu Padapandi breaking through, running 40 meters, and then there was a knock-on, and once again we see a little knock-on here. They need to retain the ball. If they do that, they will be able to pull away Chandashan. I think they're just making a little few mistakes here and there, and they're doing everything, but that little final touch is not coming in.
That's it. Just a little bit at the end. It's a little bit of rush of blood. They're just not getting the discipline right. That's why they're giving the ball away back to Royal. Trinity again. Again, same story, Ajit. We were talking about that. And we'll come back to Ravi and being in the front row a little bit later. But how beautifully they controlled it. How much love is shared between those two props as they go down. There's Krona and Jasinger both. A little bit of concern. as they should be. That'll be a very harsh half-time chat. 27 minutes gone, Trinity 7, the 61st Bradby, brought to you by Singer, the byword for sport in our country, live on Sirasa TV. Hope you're enjoying the pictures. If you're not, there must be something radically wrong with our picture or with something radically wrong with your television set at home, because this is the absolute best in rugby. The schoolboys, wonderful story, traditions galore, and here we are, records up for breaking today, but can Trinity do it? Not so far. Royal College have done all the initial work, just haven't converted pressure into points like you see on your screen.
Running out of options here, Royal, because this is where it breaks down. We get the first center coming in here, and the breakdown happens right there for Royal. We saw the first center once again fumbling there, and they're really running out of options here, Royal.
They're running out of ideas as well, because they're just doing the same thing and hoping that something will come out of it. Okay, here we go now. That's the Royal number 6, Warnakula Surya. And a little chip in the corner, giving the ball back to Trinity College. 28 minutes gone. 61st Bradby. Oh, the sun is in my eye. Sorry about that. Nothing I can do about that, miss. The number 12 on the deck for Royal College. That's Varun. Oh, sorry, it's Savin Delenadua, the number 12. Or is it Kasun Vijay Sekara? He's just writhing in a little bit of pain. Have a look at the replay. Ball from the winger to the number 6. Warnakula Surya goes in. Ball on the deck. Good drive, good clean out. And Varun just puts the ball across. Little chip for line out now. Trinity line out ball. Chance to, for them to get out of their own territory. Not a very good ball there. Good pressure coming in from Royal College from the breakaways. Referee seat, hang on.
Number 8.
Hands in the ruck there. Elementary mistake by Trinity. This is really costing a lot of territory for Trinity, because they seem to be giving out penalties at the crucial stages, and I think that's going to cost them quite a bit.
We've just gone to half-time, 30 minutes gone. We are on the referee's clock, so the referee decides on his watch. So irrespective of what you see on the screen, referee is the sole judge of time. 61st Bradby half-time score, 7 to Royal, 7 to Trinity, sorry. I need to get it right. All right, we're going to go to a highlight package straight after this. Royal still lagging with a 0 scoreline. And CPP Abe Gunawardena Seepers has to come out. He's got his hand on his hip. He's got to do a lot of thinking. And actually, we've talked about this before. There's Jamaldeen, 2 very experienced Sri Lanka players, having a chat with the skipper. The half-time huddle is a 30 to 40 second retention for the players, Ajit. So what do you think? I'll let you go with this. I'll let you pick up. We're just going to have a quick look at the highlights of how the first try happened. For all of you at home, here's ball. Madhuma Padabandi breaks, takes 1, takes 2, takes the touchdown out of the frame, and then scores a try. Beautiful try there by Madhuma. And the number 11 guilty of just sort of checking the shirt maker's marker there. I'm not sure what he did. Madhuma Padabandi, exquisite. Good attack, man. Good angle. Beautiful try. I think that the band comes out. Let's talk about the half-time huddles. You tell me about what Royal College might be thinking in the half-time, Ajit.
I think they might think here that Trinity has been doing quite a lot of running, and they might be just not able to last the pace if they go on like that without scoring. So if I was the coach, I would say just keep it tight, play in the Trinity 22, in the Trinity half, and get the mauls, rucks going, keep it tight, because every time the ball came out to the first center or the second center, they just blew it away. So they got to play 10-man rugby and keep it tight and hope that the score will remain like this till the end of the game. So, and towards the end they could score and try and win the game. But I think they have to yeah, we see the try coming up again. Now, going back to this try, I think Trinity need to understand that they don't have to do too much if they just get their structure right. And first phase play and three missed tackles, including number 8, the opposite number 8, watching there. And what a great try by Madhuma Patubande, who was number 8 for Trinity for the last year and this year as well. His brother captain a couple of years back, great player himself, number 8 position. And this is Madhuma Patubande grinding that try. I mean, he just wanted to bang it in, Chandrashan.
Very nice to see a big man running at that distance, at that pace. He acknowledges the accolades and his friends saying, well done, lad. Ravi, all right, you go to Trinity College, tell me, they've done a lot of work, but they haven't translated the points on the board. Trinity, of course, are coming with a huge aggregate score from round 1, from the first leg. But tell me, do you think the coach will be happy with what they've done in the first half?
I would say, Sean, Trinity has to get into Royal territory now. If you look at the game, the territorial advantage does seem to be almost 50-50, and Royal has been enjoying some of the area. They have been inside Trinity half many times, but Trinity has to get into Trinity with the Royal territory and get their points on the board. They look dangerous. If you see that first time when they came into the half, they went through and they scored, and that was a lovely try by Madhu Patubandi. Now this is where the Trinity's strength is. The third row is absolutely superb, and they have to use the third row forwards with the scrum half and the fly half, who are very nippy. And I think they can get the score more points on the board if they keep the play with this combination. And they have a good three-quarter line with the fullback joining wherever possible. And this is something Trinity has to consider.
All right, we're just going to talk about a few statistics in a second when Brigadier gives us the stats about the half-time run-up. But Ajit, tell me, you know, Trinity College, of course, it's a lot of effort that goes on behind the scenes. It's a lot of work, a lot of commitment. Tell me a little bit about, you've been heading the old boys and the scrummage. Tell us about a little bit about the support that goes behind getting Trinity on the park, all dressed up and looking so good.
I think this season, actually at the end of the last season, there was a lot of brainstorming going on, and Chris Alangoda, the chairman of the rugby scrummage, along with Andrew Suze, appointed Deva Pereira, Ashan Ratwate and myself into a committee. I was to chair the committee. The first thing we did was try and get down Nigel Crony. We were successful in doing that. Well, we had a one-week camp, and after that Deva Pereira reports back to us.